While it's always nice to see new ideas and styles of play emerge in the indie gaming space, that isn't to say there isn't room for titles that deliver something familiar. While the look of Fable of Fairy Stones is distinctive with its voxel-based graphics, its action RPG style is certainly familiar to those who've enjoyed games in the mold of The Legend of Zelda over the years. While in terms of production values and depth, it's a more bare-bones offering. For its price, it still delivers a fairly good experience to spend some time with. Borrowing familiar pieces of gear and concepts from the Zelda series, you'll tackle quests and dungeons slaying various monsters, but will also run into periodic puzzles. Granted, none of them are typically elaborate or very challenging, but they at least work reasonably well as a light version of what you're used to. There's a little more of an RPG element at play, since you'll continue to acquire and manage new gear, allowing you some diversity and choice for combat. You'll have to keep an eye out for equipment with certain elemental stat bonuses and be sure to make use of them when appropriate, though for the most part their effects are more incrementally than critically valuable. The combat can absolutely be a bit finicky at times, and even some bosses can simply be button mashed into oblivion if you manage to get set up in the right spot, but in general it's enjoyable. Some quick dodge rolls followed by a slashing combo tend to be enough for many foes, but the further along you go you'll need to employ a bit more strategy. I did run into a few glitches that were generally related to clipping in some way, which was irritating, but for the most part they just wasted a little time rather than bringing everything crashing down. If you're able to keep your expectations in check and just slash along for the ride, for a budget price, this isn't a terrible adventure. The voxel look is at least novel and pairs with play that, for the most part, is implemented fairly well. While it may be too slight for more hardcore fans, its lighter challenges and feel also make it a great match for younger or less experienced adventurers as well, which is at least a plus depending on your skill level. It is by no means a clear success in what can feel like a crowded space, but it at least feels distinct enough to warrant a look from the right crowd. Overall, my final score for the game ended up being a 7.6. And if you're interested in picking it up, it's currently available on the Switch eShop for $15. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this review. And if you'd like more information or ideas of indie games worth checking out on Switch, be sure to click on the link provided in the description. Until next time,